Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a really exciting one. If you guys don't already know, Alai is, in my opinion, one of the best IPAs being produced in the country, and for sure one of the best ones, just distributed and available for people. So this is Alai Double IPA. Alai is pretty much already double IPA at 7.5%, but now this is a 10% version, and now they produce it in 19.2 ounce cans. I don't know why. One of my friends, Matt, he actually got this one for me. He went on the website. From what I understand, this wasn't even available at the Cigar City tap room, which makes no sense. I mean, I assume if you went there, you had to have it. Like, if they didn't, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, you really just release this product and it's not available at your tap rooms for, and they have a big, like, wall. Like, it's a huge wall. Like, you talk about, like, what is it, like fridges, it's like a 4 or 5 drawer fridge of just like to go product, right? All kinds of stuff. And so I assumed it had to be there. But anyway, he had to go to Total Wine to pick this one up, and which is strange because Total Wine generally just sells like 6 packs. I mean, they sell liquor, wine, but like they don't sell this. Like this size is specifically for like gas stations, for people looking to grab a quick drink and get completely tanked on big beer. Because what is it, like a Trouble Beer Hug and Voodoo Imperial Ranger, Fruit Force, Juice Force, all these 9-10% beers. It's this ginormous package. Why did they just produce this in like 12-ounce 6 packs? That'd be great. 4-pack 16-ounce cans, a little bit ambitious. This is super ambitious. So, I'm very curious about this guy. So, Ultimate IPA, bigger than Highlight. Curious about this guy. So, looks pretty similar. Comes in a medium deep gold color, probably a little darker, but probably pretty similar color. Slightly yellowish head on that, so definitely off-white. Looks pretty good. A little bit of haze on that guy. Highlight definitely has that. Medium minus haze. Yeah. So definitely different. I definitely get some more perfumey hop character, a little bit more floral. Definitely a little bit of citrus. The beer really relies on like a concentrated citrus character, but now I'm pushing towards a little bit more ripe. Similar-ish, kind of like a sweet orange character, but it's like candied. Now you get those, those dish candies that you unravel and it's like hard candy. Called grandmother candy, right? Sweet biscuity malts. Quite intense, juicy, citrus character, a little bit of cooked pineapple. Biscuit malt. It smells great. Cheers. Can like literally a month ago. Okay, there we go. Interesting. Beer's definitely not as good. It doesn't have that ripping, juicy tangerine character that I love from High Life. A little bit is there. Oh boy, you feel it. Big booze moving down. Yeah, okay. So up front, a little bit of that air freshener kind of tangerine thing that I love from High Life. Definitely some orange zest, a little bit of a ruby red grapefruit. There's some, because the sweetness of the malt makes it seem so juicy, like ruby red grapefruit, which is a little bit different than, or blood orange, maybe. Blood orange, yeah, there you go. Big malt character in here. So just like Highlight is not a, what do you call it, like super modern West Coast IPA. It sits in between, sort of like having a little bit of malt character without being bone dry and thin. Like the West Coast, especially some of the San Diego beers, can get a little bit like, they've even pushed off away from all the crystal caramel malts, so it's like really relying on really light malt character. It's super expressing hops. Some of them even like I think what is it? Green Cheek uses like lager yeast on their West Coast IPAs. Yeah, so it's really just like a slightly maltier, slightly less hoppier, boozier version of High Life. You get that really beautiful kind of like a balancing malt character. The bitterness is pulled back somehow. I feel like High Life might be a little bit more bitter than this in the context, which I guess for triple IPA sort of makes sense. Like it's like pale ale, like It goes like balance of pale ale is a little bit more malty, like hop wise, like a little bit more malty. IPA is a little bit more hot. Sorry, how do you rate these? So a little bit more malty for uh so let's I'm trying to find this analogy. So if you had a scale, it would be pale ale would be like a little bit more malty, a little less hoppy. IPA would be a little bit more hoppy, a little bit less malty, a little bit balanced on the double IPA, and then triple IPA. I find it's just both of both, right? Like it's just explosion of both. But sometimes a little bit more malty. So this is a little bit more malty than your double IPA, which is like pretty much highlight. Let's go with that. But it's not hoppy expressive enough. Yeah, this was ruined highlight right here. They took all the great elements of highlight and just made it like a little bit more malty and just super boozy, without the super expressive, just wonderful juicy character they got from highlight. Then now I have to like enjoy this big can. It's good. It's good. But it almost tastes like you know what it almost tastes like? It almost tastes like a hint of like 120 minute. Because it's really just like, I mean, that's a good amount of ABV, but like I think 120 is like 15%. This is 10%. And has that malt sweetness with the hoppiness, but doesn't sing of like a really delicious juicy IPA that Highlight is like. And Highlight is such a juicy IPA, like super ripping, oily, tangerine. I started messing around with this beer, which is really a shame. It's still lacking bitterness too, which is a shame, but it still has a lot of the core elements that Highlight has, which is like that super concentrated citrus character. It's got this like orange marmalade thing, which I love. That tangerine juiciness that Highlight does, along with that kind of crystal malt in here that really plays well to accentuate that kind of tangerine marmalade character. Excuse me. Still good beer. I would easily crush to get to this ABV. You'd probably do. I'd easily drink 3 Highlights before I even touch this guy. So not even close. It's good beer though. Thank you, Matt. This beer it's dumb drinkable. I will say that. Just I don't have the utility for these days. I mean, like granted, like I generally drink. Yeah, sorry, almost at 99.9%. I'm having like doing reviews for you guys or having drinks at home. So like I don't know what the utility is. Like go out and smash one of these guys. Maybe there is some utility for you guys. Flavor wise, still pretty good. For 10% beer is pretty good. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, but if you're looking for this got to be an A+. Like if you're looking for something like this for the beers that like, again, if you go to Wawa or gas station near me, or when I go to gas station, you're gonna find like these 19.2s, and I guess people like they sell well at stadiums or something or tailgates. I don't. Apparently, people drink a ton of these guys with the Voodoo Pure Ranger and all this dumb stuff. Definitely better than all the Fruit Force, Juice Force kind of nonsense. Definitely better than Tropical Beer Hug. And they also sell like, I forget what brands they sell in these stupid cans, but 90? Let's go 90. That is Highlight Double IPA. They call it Double IPA in those 10%. I call it Triple IPA is what it is. A delicious product. Just bumping it 2.5 AAB drops it like Highlights like 100% beer, like 100 out of 100 for me, but it goes to 90. It just doesn't have the characteristics I want from it. It dilutes the beer, even though it's a bigger beer, but that's what happens. You can dilute a beer with making it bigger. It sits at that perfect ABV SM5, and I would love it maybe at like 8.5. I'd love to see where Highlights is there, but why 10? Don't like it. But 90 is still a great rating. This beer is still insanely good. It just shows you how good the pedigree of Highlight is. Shout out to Cigar City. Until next time, cheers. And Yeah, later.